Today we're going to remove the hard drive from this Seagate 8TB expansion drive. By removing it, you can use it as an internal hard drive in your desktop PC or NAS device. Opening the case will void the 1-year warranty. Also, there's no guarantee that you'll end up with the same drive model that I get, so please keep that in mind. You will want to fully test the drive before you dismantle the enclosure, just in case there's something wrong with the hard drive itself and you're still able to return it. The Seagate case is a tough nut to crack non-destructively because it has so many small retaining clips holding the case together. But there's no glue and no screws, so there's no need for special tools when you're dismantling the outer shell. The tools that you'll need are some guitar picks, or if you don't have them, a plastic gift card will work, a Phillips head screwdriver, and something that has a really sharp, thin edge. In this case, a razor knife. The hardest part is making the first incision because everything looks hermetically sealed. I use a razor knife at the corner of the enclosure closest to the USB port. You have to be careful. The purpose of the razor is to give you just enough space to allow a guitar pick or your plastic card to squeeze between the case. So you have to be careful not to bend the razor too much so that it snaps or shatters. Be extremely careful switching out the razor for the pick. Once you have your guitar pick in between the two halves, you just guide the pick along the edge of the enclosure. While you do this, you'll hear the snapping sound at each retaining clip. Don't worry if the pick slips out. You can always go back to your original corner and restart. The problem is that the retaining clips sometimes break. Unfortunately, I haven't found a way to cleanly remove the case without breaking at least some of the tabs. But the case itself is perfectly usable if you want to reuse it for another hard drive. There are enough unbroken tabs to snap the two shells together. Next, you'll need to pry the drive out of the case. There's nothing but friction holding it in place, so you need to use a screwdriver or a rigid straight edge. On the edge furthest from the USB port, take your screwdriver and gently coax it out like this. Once you slide the drive out just a little bit, it'll just pop right out. You'll see a Seagate 8TB hard drive. In my case, it's a Seagate Barracuda, which is a really nice drive for my NAS box. As I mentioned earlier, I can't guarantee what you'll find inside your expansion drive because Seagate is known to use different internal drives at different times. There is one small screw that you'll need to remove with the Phillips screwdriver. Once you get that off, the SATA board will slide right off with just a slight push. You'll want to keep this if you want to reuse this case in the future. Finally, you'll want to pop off the blue rubber shock bumpers, and then take your Phillips screwdriver and unscrew the 4 screws on the sides of the drive. There is a chance you might end up with a shingled magnetic recording or SMR drive, which is not ideal for a NAS device, but it all depends on your use case. If all you're storing are a bunch of movie files for a Plex server, for example, your write speeds won't be that great, but it'll work just fine for streaming movies. And there you have it, an internal 8TB hard drive. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.